Hi, this is Erin Johnson, Outstanding Ohio's most resourceful realtor, and I'm here today with another Making It Monday. I'm super excited to be in my friend Dawne Paris's fabulous kitchen. Dawne is the owner of Between the Seams, and she does custom window treatments and blinds and draperies and cushions and all sorts of things like that, but she also helps design kitchens. And she actually repurposed this kitchen from a client of hers, and I can't get over how fabulous it is. So I'm so excited. She's going to show us today how to make salt dough ornaments that she used to make and still makes with her kids. So she's going to show us how to make these today.
Hi, I'm Dawne. As Erin said, I am the owner of Between the Seams, but I also love to do things with my kids. And they're grown from their ages 24 to 31 now, and we have my son-in-law teases my daughter that she has spent 90% of her life handcrafting ornaments because now that they're married and I've given them all their ornaments, their tree is decorated. So I kind of want to start with showing you, my youngest son just bought a house, so I got out, he asked me for his ornaments, and so you can see, you know, we started very young and have done all different kinds. These are salt dough, you know, some of these are just cardboard that I bought from like the Dollar Tree. This is cardboard I cut out, trace cookie cutters. So, you know, it's fun, and it's fun now that they're older and they appreciate all the hard work. These are some finished ones that I did, and I like to try to put a coat of white on them because sometimes they don't come out perfect. Sometimes the dough will brown. These I did last year, and as you can see, they kind of bubbled. They were a little bit too thin. So now that they're helping me make these, they come out a little bit different. So, but it's a fun activity with your kids, and trust me, as they get older, they'll appreciate all of your hard crafting you've done with them. This is my salt dough, and as you can see, those are all left. I have a ton left over from last year, so I usually cut the recipe in half, but these are great for handprints. If you have a little guy that you want to keep track of their handprints, we've done dog prints. And I usually use this recipe, you can find it online, from Living Hopefully online, and she's got a lot of great ideas, and she's got beautiful ornaments that she does. So it's super simple. You start with flour, sugar, and you add I'm doing, like I said, a half, so I'm adding some warm water, and as you add the water, you need to stir because it'll get thick fast. And you'll want to start sticking your hand in here to knead it for about 5 minutes to make sure it's real good. Do not omit your salt because salt is a preservative, and if you try to make these out of flour and water, you will end up with moldy ornaments. So follow the recipe as it calls for. There's a reason why there's salt in there. The other thing is at the end, once your ornaments are all painted, you can put a coat of shellac on there or a Mod Podge. You can use Mod Podge to assemble your ornaments if your kids want to be so crafty as to stick little buttons or stuff on. I recommend Mod Podge. So, but they're super simple. You know, like I said, my kids love to do this. My son texted me the other day and asked when he said, I haven't got my invite to our annual ornament painting. So it is a lot of fun. It's a great way to get your family together and celebrate the season. So as you can see, it just kind of turns into a thick dough. I do not recommend, and either does Living Hopefully, you can't save the dough. So once you start this, you got to keep on going because the dough will crack and it won't roll out real nice. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a no-fail recipe. So then let me just show you. You just take a piece of the dough, and I knead it real good here. Put it in between 2 pieces of parchment paper. And roll it out. I do like the thinner ornaments. I think I'll probably put my temperature down to 250. They have a smoother face to them. So I'm going to try some thin and just drop the temperature down to 250 and bake them for an hour. So you know, pretty simple. You roll it out. My kids got tired of the same old cookie cutter, so Erin so graciously is sharing some new fabulous cookie cutters. And it doesn't always have to be Christmas. You know, we've done footballs, we've done boats, we've done fish for the fisher people in our family. So you just cut them out. Get that one in there. If you have like this has the stitches, you might have to take your thumbs and really push into there. And so we have this wonderful football here. And then to finish it off, make sure you do this before you bake it. Take a straw and just carve out a little place for your ribbon or your hook to go in, and bake them for like an hour. And then invite the family over and get some bottles of wine, and you can have some self-made beautiful ornaments.
Any particular kind of paint used? Just craft paint?
Oh,
or?
I do. I just use, you can use the puffy paints. I have some of those for them, like if you're doing a face. The kids have gotten creative. They'll dip a toothpick in some of the paints that we just pour on the plate. But they're acrylic paints, and we'll just take a plate and we'll put different colors on them. And the kids have, I go to the dollar store and they have a bag of brushes, real thin brushes. And so at the end, we just throw them away. We get new ones every year, but they take toothpicks. You can take a fork, you know, and get real crafty and just make some indents on them. And you can see last year, I kind of started to get a little creative. You know, I cut it from the straw. I put these little ornaments on the tree.
Oh, good idea. Yeah.
You know, just kind of trying to get creative with the kids so that they have something a little bit different as they mature and are able to paint a little bit nicer.
And how do you know when they're done?
So they'll lightly brown. You know, there's no real science to it. Usually it's about an hour.
Okay.
And like I said, this time I'm going to do it at 250 for an hour and then shut the oven off and let them stay in there. Because, you know, last year you can see they bubbled like that a little bit, which is the first year they've done it, but that's also the first year I've done it this thin.
Okay.
So, yeah, but they'll usually brown around the edges, and that's why I recommend just taking a spray paint, quick drying spray paint. That doesn't have to be great, but it just kind of gives it a nicer finish for the kids to paint on.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
All right, Merry Christmas.